Look at this, like, I took this really zoomed. So my wife and I had an anniversary dinner at this train, this like dinner train thing, and I took this really zoomed in photo of like three crows across the street. I was like, Cheyenne, look.
Look at this. What Aaron show you on his podcast today? Oh, just like 3 crows?
Yeah, we're going to talk about crows the entire fucking episode.
Oh my God. We'll do crow noises at each other. It'll be perfection, dude. It'll be perfection.
We should just make up our own crow language, and then we'll try to teach it to other crows, because then they can mimic it back to us, and then we'll have this own like crow society. No, crow society.
Crow society.
Crow society.
I'm a Swedish plumber. I'm here to fix your pipes. That's good. That's a good accent.
What it do, everybody? It's me, Aaron. We smoking Sequoia Banshee boogers up in here, and this is Superpod Saga.
You want to know that you want to know something crazy? I fucking love Mega Man, but I've only played Mega Man Legends. But I like the 2D Mega Man games. I like them.
But you've never played it before.
Well, no, I've seen it. But I like what I see. That's the same thing as
That's like saying, dude, like, I've seen someone do crack. I've never done crack, but I've seen someone do it, but it looks awesome. I've never done it. It looks awesome.
Are you equating Mega Man, the 2D version, to crack?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hard crack cocaine?
Dude,
that's
like,
wild.
Once you start playing Mega Man X, you won't want to stop. Like, days will pass as if...
I'm a big fucking liar.
You have played Mega Man X?
Zero. I played Mega Man Zero.
Ooh, those are good too.
Yep, I have played. I mean, I don't think I beat it, but I played it. I just remember because I had one for the Game Boy Advance. You said X, and it, like, I don't know what happened. It was like X, then Zero. Made the connection.
Pretty much the same.
That's why. Hey, listen. Now I can say I like it. I like what I see because I played a little bit of it. Backtracking.
Hey, everybody! It's Superpod Saga. Welcome back once more. Take off your shoes. Stay a while. Please don't track mud in here. I just cleaned those floors. It's the second greatest collaboration of all time. Normally, Jerry and I are on a quest to talk about every video game topic in existence, 1 week at a time, step by step, day by day. Today, we're talking about retro FromSoft with a very special guest. But first, Jerry is still down and out. He had that procedure. He's doing well. He's recovering. He'll be back in probably next week. Week after that, I want to say. But let's introduce the guest. Brand new to Superpod Saga.
Longtime listener.
Oh, shit. Okay.
First time joiner.
First time, I almost said first time crack smoker. I don't want to like... No.
It always goes back to the crack with you, huh?
It does. That's the first thing that always pops into my head. If I hop on the blue sky, I'll be like, what can I tweet about crack today? Or sorry, what can I blue about crack? What can I sky about crack today? I don't know what they call them.
What can you sky about crack? It's a me, a Treeky. That's not what I didn't prepare that. It just came.
That's beautiful. It's staying in.
That's me. I mean, I've been listening to Phil Collins all day, so I'm like kind of hyped up on goofballs right now. Yeah. And don't ask me what album I was listening to because it was the Tarzan soundtrack.
I was going to say, I hope it's the Tarzan soundtrack.
And it's been 2 weeks I've been doing that now. So
nice, man.
Dude, I don't know what's wrong with me.
I never know what's wrong with me. I mean, I spout shit all the time.
Oh yeah.
So before the recording, well, I guess while we were still, whatever, we were talking about Master Duel, and this just popped into my tiny lizard brain. I have this really goofy, wonky deck. It's a mix of like mutants, or why I don't know why I really enunciated that T. Mutants, mutant, and Thunder Dragon, and it's so fun, but it bricks so easily. We're not talking about Yu-Gi-Oh right now, though. I just had to get that out of there.
You can cut that out, and you can send me the deck list later.
Oh man, yes. Hello, Treeky. Your real name is Riley, right?
That's me. Spelled with a Y, not an I.
Nice. I'm Aaron. 2 A's. A lot of people try to spell the girl way, ERIN. Don't do that. Yeah.
Oh, No, yeah, you're right. Sorry, I didn't even. Yeah, yeah. You can cut that out, right?
Yeah, don't worry. I'll cut some stuff out.
I don't care. I don't care. I have verbal dyslexia, so literally, I will like try to say something, and it just will not come out the proper way. And you got to keep me in all of my whole. Like, you got to keep me real and humbled. It can't be perfect.
I think you can put a teleprompter up too. That'd be cool. Oh no,
it doesn't.
That's
help.
for premium. God damn it!
It also doesn't help. I will mess it up if I read it. It will make it worse.
Damn it!
Oh, that's funny.
Well, man, for the listeners, if they've never heard of you before, go ahead and introduce yourself. Plug all your stuff that you do, whatever you got. Plug away. I also just I was cooking. We did breakfast for dinner earlier, and I was cooking bacon, and my hand is just burnt to shit from the bacon grease. I smacked it on my desk earlier, and it hurts like a bitch. But
dude, you're just abusing it.
I am
abusing it. That hand needs abuse, baby.
Need to lotion it up later.
Yeah, I gotta lotion it up later, baby. I'm Treeky. Where can't you find me? I'm a YouTuber, I guess is what you could call me, a content creator. I make game reviews in the style of like I got that 2010 YouTuber stank on it, and kind of like a mix between. I want to say JonTron, but I feel like it is very JonTron-ish, AVGN. Just your classic game YouTubers, except I'm not as angry.
And way less poop jokes.
And way less poop jokes. Although I have made a few.
That's fine,
and I was called out on it. Someone said, stop making poop jokes. And I said, okay.
And you've only made like 2.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like every AVGN episode, he's like, diarrhea, 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 like 15 times in a row. And then people are they're like, yeah, that's Adam's Family on NES for you or something.
Yeah, he's like, it fell out of a cow's butthole and landed on my face, or I don't know AVGN stuff. He just said, but you're right. He does talk a lot about cows and poop. It's wild, but but yeah, that's I'm a YouTuber. I also do stream. I stream on the channel, but also I dual stream on Twitch once a week, every Monday, 6 p.m. AST, which is a real time zone. It's like an hour after EST. And then, you can follow me on Twitter, Blue Sky at Treeky. That's it. Those are the only places you can really find me, I guess.
I like that you started it with like, where can't you find me?
I have Instagram. No, you're right. I have an Instagram as well. If that makes my hair's in my eyes, so of course this is happening now. But I have Instagram, and I think it's just Treeky. You'll know, because every time you go to one of my socials, I've got the same stupid, dumb smile on every single one of them.
With
it's either Treeky, the SMT4, like U background.
Yeah. Oh, it's the Persona 4 Persona protagonist. 4. I don't know what the fuck his name is. I always name my characters Poop. Every single time it's Poop. Oh, it is named You?
Yeah, his name's You. Like YU.
Oh shit. Okay.
You something. That was like, I made that video. I made a video about it. It was like a very early video. And I loved it so much. That's the game that got me back into RPGs.
Oh shit.
Because I hated RPGs for a long time. I played like all the old ones, like Final Fantasy 7. That's the only one I can remember right now, but I played a bunch of old ones. And then I was like, you know what? RPGs suck because it's just a big time sink, and I hate them. And then I got out of school, and I just one day when I moved in my first apartment with my girlfriend, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give Persona 4 a try, and then I did, and I fell in love. I was like, holy shit! Like, this is amazing. And you know what game came directly after that? Yakuza 7.
Nice.
And then I started playing. Then I played Dragon Quest. I played through all the Final Fantasy games.
Before you go any further, what's your favorite Final Fantasy?
So, okay, this is a fucking loaded question. Thank you for making me answer this, Aaron.
You're welcome.
I like Final Fantasy 1 a lot.
Okay.
Like,
that's
it's
good.
and people say I'm wrong for that.
No.
Previously, Final Fantasy 7 was my favorite, but that's very vanilla.
Not really. It's a good game.
It is a good game.
People give it a lot of flack for being like the basic bitch answer, but it's genuinely good.
And that's what I'm saying. Like Resident Evil 4 is my favorite Resident Evil game, and everyone's like,
it's awesome. Yeah.
It's a fun game. But like, I also love the other ones just as much. It's just, but anyway, Final Fantasy 1 I think is my favorite because when I played Final Fantasy 1, I play it and I just go, man, this is it. This is fantasy to me, and like this is a fantasy RPG. And I love old games. If you're like, oh, I wouldn't play the earlier ones because like, they're kind of, and I'm like, no, give me the first one. Let me play it because I'll guarantee you I'll enjoy it. I don't think I've ever picked up an SNES, an NES game, any of those type of games and been like, this is shit. I just love old games. I just love the magic of them,
Hell yeah. You're right at home here, man. And there's nothing wrong. Listeners, there's nothing wrong with liking older RPGs. Because there's like, I was tweeting back and forth, I guess. Sorry, bluing someone back and forth. That sounds gross. I had a conversation going to somebody on Blue Sky. I forget what the fuck their handle is because the handles are like 80 million characters long.
Yep.
And we were talking about Final Fantasy 1. They were playing like the PSP remake.
Yeah.
And they were like, dude, this game is just so good. Like, yeah, like older RPG. There's something so like
simple,
comforting and just like delicious, for lack of a better term, about like just a simple turn-based RPG, no frills, no fucking gotcha garbage or like whatever. Yeah, sometimes just.
And something I really appreciate about it is when I got it and I was talking to people, my friend who's a big Final Fantasy guy, he's like, you're gonna need a guide for it. I didn't need a guide because I talked to everybody.
Yep.
And they would tell me where to go. And I was sitting there and I was like, people get lost in older games. I can 100% understand if you're like streaming Final Fantasy 1 and you're talking to chat and you're like just running around, you're like, where the hell do I go? Like, where do I go, guys? That makes so much sense. But if you're sitting in, like I bought the Final Fantasy collection and I was sitting on the couch with my Switch and I was playing it and I was like, this isn't hard. You can just talk to people and they just tell you where to go. It's like, why are people so upset about this? That was like the big thing everyone was telling me. They're like, you're going to need a guide. I'm like, I didn't need a guide. I didn't use a guide.
Yeah. Same thing for like, whenever I talk to other people about Shin Megami Tensei 4, which we've just discovered that we both really love. It's both our favorite in the series.
Yep.
A lot of people really hate the world map and how confusing it can be because like they don't tell you exactly where to go, but like you just talk to people. Like they'll tell you, hey man, go to Ikebukuro. It's yonder. And you'll come into like a fucking the blockade and they'll be like, nope, don't go there. Basically, like just talk to NPCs and you can find your way there. It's not that hard.
Yeah, literally. And like I remember they were like, yeah, there's like a Selkie or whatever the horse is. You know the horse with the Yep. So they're like, yeah, go to this portion and then there'll be one of those there and talk to that thing. And then I did that. And then it's like, hey, do you want to cross the river? And I'm like, yes. And then I'm pretty sure he just took my money. but something was going on over there. So it's, I don't know. I feel like gaming has changed a lot in the fact that like, especially if you're live streaming and stuff and you're trying to keep entertaining and you're talking to chat and you're not paying attention, JRPGs are probably the worst thing you could play, in my opinion. I think it's good if like you are very focused and not talking to chat, but like I see too many people play RPGs and then they're just running around in circles and they don't know what they're doing. And I'm like, if you were at home by yourself, that wouldn't happen.
I feel that, dude. Sometimes I'll get really distracted by my phone too. Like my phone will go off.
Oh, 100%.
And it'll be like Google notification about the fucking weather. I'll be like, oh, what's the 7-day forecast like? And I'll look into that. Then I'll be like, where was I supposed to go in Skies of Arcadia again?
Oh, wait, what?
Damn it.
Just like, yeah, I get that. I feel that too. It's very, I mean, especially it's different. I mean, if people have ADHD and stuff, like, of course they're going to get distracted. Like my girlfriend could never play a JRPG and not use a guide because she would just get confused because she just plays for 5 minutes and then she has to pick up her phone and do something. And I get that.
Hello. Yes, we're talking about Retro FromSoft with our handsome esteemed guest Treeky or Riley.
You make me blush.
Oh yeah.
Two handsome boys talking about retro FromSoft games. I've got a lot of stuff kind of written out and to talk about, mainly a lot of the retro games that I have played and kind of what they're like and some opinions I have on them. There's some great FromSoft creators that I know. I don't know them super, like I know them. I've talked to them in my lifetime. I've talked to them and they're very good. So I have some of them to share.
Nice.
And then I have a little quiz later for Aaron.
Yes.
That I want to make him, that I'm going to get him to do. It's nothing big. It's just, you know,
I'm excited to fail it.
No, I feel like I was sitting here writing out the questions. It's a 50-50 first off. So you could just get lucky. Yeah. But I was sitting here like, there's no way I'm going to trick Aaron at all. I'm not going to do, I don't think it's going to happen, but we'll see when we get to it.
We're going to the guest question. This is where we ask the guest. If they're a new guest, we'll ask them the same old question. If it's a returning guest, I'll just make some shit up. But yeah, brand new guest. So what is your favorite gaming memory?
Oh my gosh.
So you can pick more than one too if you want.
Okay, well I do have two kind of so I have a gaming memory. It's my most strongest gaming memory, but it's sad. But it's not like gonna trauma dump make you cry sad. It's just like the theme of it is sadness, but it's not actually that bad. And that would be listen, I don't go on many podcasts, okay? So this is probably the reason. There's probably a reason why that doesn't happen. When I was in middle school, I played a lot of Animal Crossing Wild World. That's my favorite game, by the way. Animal Crossing Wild World and Animal Crossing GameCube are my two favorite games of all time. So I played a lot of Wild World. And one year on my birthday, I got up for school and my dad was away and my mother was running late, but she leaves super early. So she was out of the house. And it's something to note. My birthday is her birthday too. So it was really abnormal for this to happen. My brothers, I don't even remember where they were, but they were in the house, probably leaving for school as well. But none of my family said happy birthday to me, is what happened. So I go to school, and not a single person said happy birthday to me. Not one.
It's heartless fuckers.
Dude, I know. And you know what the thing is? I'm pretty sure none of them even knew it was my birthday. So, but I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it to them because that just feels a little, it's a little bad. But anyway, what happens? Little Treeky's bummed. I go home. I throw my bag onto the ground, heat up some pizza pockets, go back upstairs, put on like Dave the Barbarian or something, whatever was on Family Channel or whatever.
Dude.
Barbarian. And wouldn't you know it? All of my villagers start saying happy birthday to me. Oh. Every single one. And I would be a lying man if I said I didn't cry a little bit when that happened. But
that's awesome.
I know. But my dad did come home. My mom came home. We had birthday cake. I got everything was happy in the end. But the first people that year were digital animals to tell me happy birthday. And it was Wild Dog.
Wild World.
There you go. And then I said, I literally have in my notes, I said, if they don't want me saying sad things,
don't you fucking dare say any more sad shit.
I don't want to trigger anyone. I have a vivid memory of laying on my bedroom floor during like a really nice snowy night. And it was the first night I closed the Oblivion Gates in Kvatch. And it was and that stuck with me forever. I was pretty sick.
Man, there is something so cozy about just sitting inside gaming when it's all snowy outside. Like,
oh my God. It's perfection.
I'm too reptile brained to put it into like clear, concise words, but it's good. Or like even just when it's raining too, man. It's just cozy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What'd you say earlier? You said delicious?
Yeah. There's something so delicious about
something so delicious about closing the Oblivion Gates in Kvatch.
Something so delicious about crossing animals and such.
And to having them say it's your birthday, and then you cry a little bit too much on your DS, and it short circuits.
It's like the ending to Neon Genesis Evangelion, where they're like, congratulations, Shinji, but it's like, happy birthday, Treeky.
Happy birthday, Treeky.
Happy
birthday.
They're doing
happy
the
birthday.
Shinji thing where you're like, hands are on your head and your knees. You're like,
I hated the ending of that so fucking much.
It's such a piece of shit, dude.
But
Fuck
I'm
Shinji.
glad they saved it. They did save it. But goddamn, when I watched that, my friend got me on Evangelion. And he's like, watch this. And I was like, dancing to the theme song every time it came on. I watched every episode, and I got the end, and I literally messaged him and I said, I hate this shit. It was terrible. And he's like, did you watch End of Evangelion? I'm like, no. And he's like, do that. And I said, okay. But yeah, those are my favorite gaming memories that I could even think of. One of my strongest memories, and then the other one is one that I'm very fond of.
Those are both awesome ones, yeah. Retro FromSoft. We're getting into it.
Let's get into Retro FromSoft. Let's go. Which games are we talking about, Aaron? Which ones are we talking about? We're talking about the first Retro FromSoft game ever made. Friggin' masterpiece of a game that I think is probably one of the most perfect games out there. And I'm talking Kingsfield 1.
Kingsfield, baby.
Kingsfield 1.
Okay, I've got a cool story about both Kingsfield 1 and 2. So, how do I start? So, when I was a little baby boy, a little rosy cheek baby boy, Aaron, my stepdad, who works at a trucking company, he cleans out semi-trucks when truckers get back. Sometimes they'll have cool shit, and they'll be like, dude, you can have this, or give me money for it, shit like that. So he cleans out this truck, and then this dude has this black box with like a PS1, all the cords. He's got bunches of games in there, including Final Fantasy 7, 8,
the best one.
Resident Evil, Kingsfield 1 and 2, and then there's some garbage like Darkstone and like, I guess Madden isn't garbage, but I'm not a sports guy.
Is Darkstone considered garbage compared to Madden?
Maybe not. I mean,
I've never played Darkstone. I'm just fine. I don't know.
Darkstone is not a good game. The only thing I remember from Darkstone was like when you can't try to do anything without any mana, your guy's like, I do not have enough mana. It sounds really cool.
I love that shit.
But no, so little baby Aaron, I tried playing Kingsfield. It was 1 or 2, I forget.
It probably was 2 and 3. Because before you go on, the whole naming convention's messed up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. I just spilled my monster on myself. Shit.
Nice. That's good luck. 7 years good luck. Because Kingsfield 1 only came out in Japan. And then Kingsfield... Yeah. And then Kingsfield 2, when it came over to the West, was Kingsfield 1. Then Kingsfield 3 was Kingsfield 2. And then Kingsfield 4 was... the Ancient City.
Oh.
So the whole everything was all messed up about that whole thing, but you probably played 2 and 3.
I think so. Yeah.
But it would be 1. It would have been 1 to you.
I think it was 1. We had a strategy guide for it as well too, and I was flipping through that. I was like, wow, this game looks cool. And I tried to play it, and of course, it's Kingsfield, and it was spooky. And I ran it like one of the first enemies was this
Kraken.
Yeah, I remember it being like this blob with tentacles.
Yep.
I couldn't tell what the fuck
Kingsfield
it was.
2.
I was like, no. I turned it off.
Yeah, that thing will kill you instantly. The best thing, Kingsfield 2 is probably my favorite. I mean, the first 4 Kingsfield games, I mean, there's only 4 of them, but the first 4 Kingsfield games, I consider them all like equal. 2 is probably my favorite. Mainly because, like, at the end, you have never beaten it, have you?
No, I read all about the story and the strategy guide, though. So go ahead and spoil it, man.
Well,
I know
it's not a spoiler. It's just at the end of the game, it's something you have to experience. For like listeners out there, go look up Kingsfield 2 ending and listen to the voice actor, like the narrator who's narrating. He just fucking puts his whole huspa in it. And he like he's like talking normally. He's like, oh, I'm a narrator. And then he like voices one of the dragons, like Seath. But when he does it, he's like, brightly does the light burn in your heart, Austin Lyle Fortescue. And he like just like says it so like a goblin. It's perfect.
Like the fucking singer from Faith No More.
What is it?
Yeah, it's like that. He's like, blah, 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 and you're like, are you okay? But he goes so hard. And I was playing it and I beat it and I was laughing so hard. I couldn't stop because, and I don't even know what happened after that, but it's just like, he just goes on and it's just the best voice acting I've ever heard in my life.
Oh man. But before we get in, I mean, I keep trying to say before we get into it, but we're already into it. Listeners, please go check out Treeky's videos because you did that one on Shadow Tower. I've been meaning to play this game. I might still now. It seems difficult and awesome, but like there was I already forget.
Shadow Tower 1 or Abyss?
Shadow Tower 1.
Okay.
I didn't finish the Shadow Tower 2 video, but
yeah, that's okay. As long as you got to get 20 minutes in, that's where the best part happens. Go on.
Shadow Tower 2, yeah, the bosses were so like the voice acting for the bosses was just like it was like early 90s cheesy, but it was good. Like it was,
my god. And that's the best part. Like you get to the skeletal mage or whatever and he's like, if you want to get to the boss of the game, you'll have to defeat me. And I'm like, that's quite literally just Skeletor's voice actor.
Yep.
Like, yep. It was so good.
I forget which boss it was, but he had like a really low voice and he was like
Necron.
Yeah. Oh, it gave me chills. He was like,
dude.
I forget what he says, but he's talking real low and slow like this, and like,
I'm the one who defeated whatever.
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay, I'm like, all right, don't have to talk to me all sexy like.
Yeah, dude. Like, oh man, it's like that episode of Family Guy where Peter has a cold and his voice is all raspy and like torn up because he has a cold, and yeah,
it's the talk of the town, baby. No, it's Shadow Tower is another, like Shadow Tower is, so they're both mega dungeons, which is something that's really interesting for me, at least. I love when I play a game and it is literally like a mega dungeon. Wizardry is a great example of like going back. Even SMT4 was like, Naraka was basically a mega dungeon until you get out and then you all that other stuff. But like, Shadow Tower is an open world, but it's very narrow, whereas you have floors that you go to and you progress through the floors, and you can go to other floors earlier and whatever, depending on how you go through it. Like if you fall down a hole, you might end up on the second floor, but it's really hard to get back up until you find like teleporting stones. Whereas Kingsfield, it's like there's 5 floors. Kingsfield 1 is what I'm referencing right now. There's 5 floors, or maybe there's 4, and they progressively get harder, but they're pretty flat, right? Like you can go through them, but there's one way down to the second floor, and then you can go back up there whenever you want. And like that progression system, or that design, I like a lot more than Shadow Tower. But Shadow Tower, I think, is definitely more of a horror game than it is, an epic fantasy that you would consider Kingsfield. Kingsfield's still scary, but like there's way more aspects of horror in Shadow Tower. But Shadow Tower is so good, dude. You should play it.
I've got it on my. Let me get it out real fast.
Oh, you got a friggin' little Meow.
I got a little
yeah,
man.
baby.
Got it loaded the fuck up.
Yes,
I got
you do.
All the PS1, Kingsfields, Armored Cores. Mm-hmm. We'll get to the Armored Core here in a little bit because I actually really fucked with that. One thing that's really like, you can see a gigantic resemblance with like FromSoft then versus now, because like I haven't played newer FromSoft like Elden Ring or Bloodborne. I haven't. I played like maybe a little bit of Elden Ring. I actually lied. But I've played...
You're like me, Mega Man Zero lying.
Yeah. Because like I was over at my brother-in-law's house one time. I think we were having like a Christmas party, or I forget what the fuck we were doing, but he was like, dude, play Elden Ring for me, and I did, and I died, but it was great. So I played it for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, you're like, oh, amazing. New from so the then and now kind of thing is you can.
Oh, but I have played Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. Go.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Of course you do. But like the thing about them, they were okay. So something that I have to like put out there is Miyazaki was not always part of FromSoftware. And something that I've noticed, especially covering a lot of older games, is a lot of people will talk about how Miyazaki loves poison levels, right? Blight Town.
Yeah.
You know, you got that. You get the poison swamps and literally everywhere in Elden Ring. And he does. He loves them, and he does put them in. But he didn't come on. I think he came on either on Demon Souls or just before that. I'm not sure.
Oh,
but
shit.
They have always put poison levels in their games. Like Kingsfield 1, there was poison. All of the Kingsfield games up to there. Armored Core 1, there was a poison level. There's just poison. There's poison everywhere. They just love. The company themselves love it, but they brought that into their modern games, and I think the biggest thing about them going from old to new is they've kept a lot of things that worked and siphoned out a lot of things that didn't work. It was a lot of trial and error.
Oh yeah,
and getting like trying new formulas. Like I don't know if you've ever heard of like Forgotten Kingdoms. That's like
I have. That's a GameCube game, right?
It's a GameCube game.
Yep.
It's a JRPG, but it has a like card system as its combat system, and that's a FromSoftware game. And I think they only made one of them. They made a sequel to. I think they made a sequel to it because it was called Rune in Japan, and then they made Rune 2. But I don't think Rune ever came over here. But like they tried out so many different formulas. And at the cost of saying names of games that I'm going to quiz you about later, I'm not going to, but they tried some, different formulas that were nice, but I don't think they were their niche. And they really niched down when they did Kingsfield, and then they were like, let's bring Kingsfield back, but in a modern format. And then they made Demon Souls, and then they hit that gold mine, which is their niche. And then they were like, okay, we're going to stick with this. Dark Souls 2, 3. Then they changed it up again. They did Bloodborne. And then that's the whole thing of like the Souls-like was born. And there's another game I want to talk about right now, but I have to do the quiz because if I talk about it because I'm going to ruin a quiz question if I say it. But it's just that's mainly where I see them. I don't think they've changed that much.
Yeah,
I think they've go on.
They still have their like really dark, creepy, like creepy atmospheres, and they had like hefty, chunky, weighted combat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, granted, it's moved from chunky first person to chunky third person, and you can dodge roll and shit. But yeah, there's how the fuck do I explain it? It's still really, really easy to die in like newer FromSoft games, like it was in old games too. Because I died like immediately in Kingsfield 1 or whatever it is in the US.
Yeah, it's Kingsfield 1 to us anyway. So, but yeah, I mean they put the Kraken that you ran into. That thing is not meant to be killed. Supposed to run in. You're supposed to run into it because basically if I'm remembering it correctly, you start on the shoreline.
Yep.
There's a cliff face in front of you.
I walked into the water and died.
Yep. The water will kill you instantly. There's a right path and a left path, and the left path leads to the cave opening where the Kraken is, and you can't kill it. You can try, but if it hits you once, you're dead, and it's really hard to avoid it. So you're going to die. It's meant to come back. And so you go into the cave and you explore those areas, but then there's fucking like chests that you open up and skeletons pop out and slap you once and you die. It's brutal, but that's fun to me. And I don't know why. I think it's because they're kind of like shorter games. Like if you knew what you were doing, it'd be like maybe, I guess if you're speedrunning, it'd be like 4 hours or something like that. But like, if you know what you're doing, it's like 8 or 10 hours, right? and it's really short and it's brutal, but you know what to watch out for when you get good at it. And as you play the Kingsfield games, you do start to get better. You start to learn how to circle strafe. You start to learn what abilities you should be using. Cause like, I think in the earlier games, if you, if you would attack with your sword, you get like a hidden XP bonus for strength. So you're attacking with your sword, you're getting that. The more you use your sword, the stronger your sword swings get. Flip side, you want to use magic. The more magic you use, the stronger your spells get. And that's kind of how they had it, but they didn't directly tell you. But it would say like strength level up or like magic level up, if I'm remembering correctly. It's been a while since I played Kingsfield. But like it just every time you would do something, either if it was exploring or fighting enemies, it felt rewarding. And that has endured their mainline games. It has endured 100%. And I think like they have really stuck to that game philosophy and it works for them. And I don't think anyone can capture that. I'm convinced. Any Souls-like, the closest Soul-like to ever capture that for me is Neo.
Oh yeah.
By Koei Tecmo.
I forgot about those. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the closest thing I would say is a Souls-like that I would be like, I like it, but they're not even that like they are Souls-like, but it's not like that Souls-like, you know?
Yeah. I think another thing I really like about like really challenging games, because I much prefer mainline Shin Megami Tensei over Persona because of the challenge. There's a lot of games that I like don't really care for because they're not really challenging, but like I think the reasoning behind it is because it requires much more, like requires you to be attentive and like requires way more player input than if you were. So yeah, like Kingsfield, you have to like it to be in the right position from enemies to make sure you don't get hit after you attack them. You have to strafe and make sure that you're doing all this and that to not get hit. But like, say if you were just playing fucking, not to bash Elder Scrolls, but like say if you were just playing Oblivion, you just walk into someone and just chop.
Yeah,
just hold
chop,
the
walk back, chop,
hold
walk
RT,
back.
Yeah, and just
Stealth
until they're
Archer
dead.
build, you don't even have to fight them.
Yeah, or like with Skyrim, you just walk up, hit a shout, blow them off mountainside, they're dead. That's it. But yeah, and even like,
but there's something to be said about that gameplay too, though.
Yeah, I do. That's not to say that I don't enjoy a good Fusro Da in a really small house where there's just like small plates and shit everywhere, and they fly all over the house.
Goes flying everywhere.
Or my favorite favorite video ever on the internet was like, I think it's like 1 million cheese wheels just rolling down a mountain in Skyrim, and they're knocking people over and shit. It's got the Skyrim epic theme song going dun 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 dun, or no, that's the Pirates of the Caribbean theme song.
So good.
But SMT, yeah, man. So I've really, really tried to get into Persona. Like I've played a good amount of 3 and 4. But the combat just does not do it for me. It's too much of like, hey, just spam weaknesses until the enemy's dead. But then you get to like mainline Shin Megami Tensei, like especially Nocturne. Oh my god,
man,
that'll knock you on your ass if you're not paying attention.
The
like,
moment you get to Matador,
yes,
you're like, I don't know what I'm doing because I can't beat this stupid goofy skeleton in a Matador costume
with all the lightning all over the goddamn place.
Yeah, like it teaches you, it forces you, and a lot of good game design, it will test you. It will test its players. It'll be like, do you actually know the mechanics of the game? And if not, then you have to go back and rethink your life. And I think there's something to be like, it's admirable.
Yeah,
like honestly,
it really it teaches you how to play the game without actually teaching you or telling you, like
without a tutorial or something like that. It's like, no, you just need to. There's a trick to it.
Like Armored Core, I played that for about 3 hours. First off, listeners, if you lose a mission, you'll go into debt. Don't redo the same mission you've already failed twice in a row, because you'll go into super debt and you'll never ever have enough money for anything ever. But
you know what happens when you go into too much debt?
What? Game over?
Sort of. So there's something called the Human Plus Project, and I'm talking specifically Armored Core 1. There's something called the Human Plus Project, which is this is fucking cool too. It's talked about in the game in mission like debriefings and stuff like that. Like you pick it up with emails as well, because you get those to the Raven's Nest. And if you go into friggin' super debt, dude, what happens is it says, okay, the corporations now own you. And you are now going to be put through the Human Plus project. And you're like, what does that mean? And there's a cutscene where you're basically like blown up because you like lost. And then you go underneath a surgical table and they augment you. And so what happens is you go from, so it's basically a new game plus, but it only is able to be acquired by losing. And you can do it 8 times. And every single time you get a buff that makes the game easier. Like you do more damage or faster. Yeah. And every time. So if you lose too much, you just become like a cyborg. It's awesome. Really it's really cool. And it's a really cool narrative. And it's basically baby mode. It's Suika game of Dark Souls games. But Suika. You shouldn't have brought that up. And basically it's so cool because you're like, whoa, what the hell? And like the first upgrade is like you can see all other like ACs and whatever the units are that are not ACs. You can see them on your map, and then it's like you're faster, and then it's like your energy gauge doesn't go down as fast, and then it's like you have more power, like you're more damage, and it just keeps rewarding you for failing. But I think there's an alternate ending, or it will say Human Plus like 8 at the end of if you beat the game, or something like that.
It will cool.
Oh, it marks your. So I called my AC Poobert. And when you go through the Human Plus program, it changes it to like a company name, like it's called like C3 whatever. It changes your name. It takes your identity away from you, which is another cool story building thing that they put into the game that you don't know unless you fail too much. I love it. I love Armored Core. It's so sick.
That is really cool, man. And it was such a pain in the ass to try to learn the controls in the beginning, because I was like, I don't know what any of this does. And then I was like, this is actually really fucking simple. And then you start to learn how to like perfectly strafe while aiming the camera and walking at a certain angle, and then you feel unkillable. And
it becomes so delicious. It straight up does. It like you go from being, this is the stupidest, most garbage game I've ever played in my life, to I am a literal god. Because
and then like the parts where you're walking through the ocean and it's like it's the fucking ocean, but you're this gigantic fucking mech, or you're walking through these fucking tunnels and traffic and there's little tiny baby cars whizzing by and it's like, I am a god amongst men.
You literally are, and you can blow them up.
Yeah,
which I didn't do, for the record.
The fucking doctor pay for it or whatever.
Yeah.
God, it's so cool. And it also even just, I thought Armored Core was just going to be this basic bitch ass like Mech Assault, or the one on Xbox with the gigantic fucking command center controller thing.
I don't know what that one is.
I forget what it's called also, but I thought it was
a lot of mech games.
There's a lot.
There's a ton of mech. There's a lot of mech games.
Especially if you play on PC. Holy shit. I thought it was going to be like them, but it's like... It's not. It's its own awesome, delicious flavor.
Thing. Did you play the new one?
No, Rubicon or whatever.
Fires of Rubicon. It is. Oh, it's just a modern. I've only played Armored Core 1, and I own Armored Core 4. I think, I don't know where it is, but I haven't played it. But I played Armored Core 1, and then when I played Fires of Rubicon, I was like, oh shit, this is literally just Armored Core 1, but modern. It's so good. It's so good, and it's got a lot of story and stuff in it. And the Human Plus project, I can't even talk about. If you haven't played it, and there's probably listeners who haven't played it, and I'll ramble on forever about that game, but it is so good. Play it. I highly endorse it. But yeah.
That is really fucking. And the story for Kingsfield 2, I really liked that also. Like what got me to even play the game in the first place when I was a kid was reading through that. Sorry, monster burp. Was flipping through the strategy guide, learning about the story. Basically, like you're a prince whose dad, the king, or maybe you're not a prince. Right. Yeah.
No, you are. You are.
What is it?
It's Austin Lyle Forrester is the prince of. Your dad went missing and sealed. I don't fucking remember.
And then
I can't remember.
And then you find your dad again, and he's going insane or something.
Yeah.
And then you fight him at the end, and you have this cool moonlight sword.
Moonlight greatsword.
Yeah, and it's like transparent and shit, and it's really, really cool. Bring back transparent swords, developers.
Yeah, I am a friggin'. I want more pulp fantasy in my games. I love pulp fantasy, and that's what these old games did. They did pulp to a T, and it was so good.
I guess we'll learn all about Shadow Tower now that we've plowed through Kingsfield and Armored Core.
Well, I mean, Shadow Tower it's just Kingsfield, but a little darker. It also is the two. I don't know. Someone told me that the two, Shadow Tower and Shadow Tower Abyss, are connected, but I don't know how they are. But essentially, the story of that game is there's like 3 kingdoms, and they keep this like tower basically sealed. And then there's a crown that grants your wishes. And then one of the kings was like, screw you guys. I'm going to get that crown, dog. And then they did, and he did. And then it caused the tower to like emerge, but it doesn't emerge. It goes down. So it creates a hole in the ground. And then you're a guy named Russ Hardy, I think is your name. And you're just a mercenary, and you come back to your hometown. It's just a giant crater.
Hell yeah!
Because the tower appeared, and so you're like a woman or someone gives you a sword and says, if you want to go avenge everyone, go get the crown. You go do that, and then you go down into the thing, and then you find out that there's like knights that went down there, and then they all got mutated into big old monsters.
Yes,
and it's just it's such a weird premise, and it works so well. It's confusing as all hell, but there's like writing on the walls and stuff like that. But it's just Kingsfield, in my opinion. It's different because you have like a million more stats, and it's got like stat progression. But it's got like the first game has like 120 different monsters.
Holy shit!
Yeah, like it has an outrageous, like a Pokemon Gen 1 amount of monsters. It's crazy. And the second one only has like 70 or something like that, but the second one's more sci-fi.
Didn't the first Shadow Tower also have like weird stats as well too? Like it has like your attack and dexterity, but there's also like just a bunch of weird ones.
There's like melting.
Oh yeah.
And like melting, was it melting? Harmony. I can't even remember all. There were just like these weird names, and I was just sitting there when I was playing it, and I was like, I'm just gonna throw everything into strength.
Throw it all into melting.
Like I don't. If you do a playthrough and you throw everything into melting, send me your playthrough. I want to see how that goes.
Can you actually put points into melting, or is it just
you? Yeah, you can.
I'll do it.
You'd fucking do it. I want to see it. I think melting is like acid damage. If I was a betting man, I would say melting is acid damage, but I still like harmony escapes me. I don't know. I do not know what harmony could be.
Would it? I don't know. I mean,
Aaron, I don't even think you can try.
I don't think I
that's lost to time, baby.
I was thinking like healing, but I don't think you have healing spells in that game.
No, I think there is healing spells.
There's no Kiraga in that.
There's no Kiraga or Kira or the other one. There's none of those, but there is like it's all ring based. You get a ring and you put it on, and that
Broncos Super Bowl ring.
Like literally, that's quite literally what it is. It's like Wonder Twins form of melting. It's great.
Form of delicious.
Form of delicious, form of Suika game. But like, and then you get into the second game. The second game didn't come to West. It only came in Japan, and or came to Japan, and I shouldn't have even started laughing. Anyway, but it has an English patch if you want to emulate it. Although I don't know if the emulator is still up because of everything that's been going down.
Yeah,
but that is it's more digestible because you have, I think you have the same amount of stats, and I think melting is in it, but it's called something different.
Liquid or something
Liquefying.
stupid.
It's called acid damage. No, it's not. But it's just you play it and you're like, oh, okay, this makes a lot of sense. And it's essentially the same game. But I think Shadow Tower Abyss is like, I don't know. I think I might like it more than Shadow Tower 1.
Hell
which
yeah.
is crazy. Which is crazy. The only thing that sucks about that game is there's no voice acting.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, there's no voice acting and it sucks. Major sucks.
Big suck.
Big suck. Massive suck. But that's like that. Those are like
delicious
the big
suck.
Delicious suck. Massive, delicious, Suika suck.
Suika suck.
Suika suck.
Have you ever played the Echo Knight games before?
So I have. Echo Knight is actually, that's my next FromSoft video I'm planning on making.
Nice.
So I really will. I don't know. I have to see because I'm trying to. I might skip to Mega Man Legends. I'm not sure, but I want to cover Echo Knight because I played the first 4 hours of it, and it's fantastic. It is, and it's not fantastic. Like if you're a FromSoftware fan and you play it, like if you're like you came off of like Demon Souls, you came off of Dark Souls and stuff like that, you're not gonna. It's not really that type of game, and you know this because you played it. Yeah, it's like a mystery puzzle solving game with horror aspects. And when I from what I played, I couldn't stop thinking about how I kept drawing comparisons to Luigi's Mansion.
Shit.
Isn't that a little fucked up?
Yeah. You're basically sucking them off. I mean, up. You're not sucking them up. You're exercising them or whatever. But yeah,
you're like exercising them in their different rooms, and then the little light goes on, and it's like, and you're like, this is just Luigi's Mansion.
You're picking up a key.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, it's like it's crazy, but it's like super unique, and a lot of people say the third and the second game are like, I can't remember if people hate the one that's based in space. I don't know if they hate it or like it. One of them they like and one of them they hate. But the first one is like, damn, you're like fighting like an ancient evil, and like you're like your granddaughter or grandson, or your grandpa died protecting a secret from an evil demon man.
Yeah. From like a red stone?
Yeah.
Like a red stone?
Yeah. And then you got to go figure out all the ghosts.
It's delicious ghosts. Is that
the delicious ghost, dude?
Which one is the one that's on a boat? That's the first one?
That's the first one.
Okay.
That's the first one.
Yeah.
It sets up. You're not there at first. You're like, you're going to a house. You get to the house. You do some investigating. And then you're on a train, which is like a flashback, but you're like astral projecting there. And then you get sucked into the boat or into the book. Maybe you big delicious suck into book.
Never ending story into that book.
Never ending, dude. The guy your grandpa was fighting could never ride on Falcor. You know you wouldn't let him on. You never let him ride him.
Another Family Guy reference when Peter's riding on Falcor. He's like, "Oh, you're a little too heavy, bud. We're going down," and then he crashed into the ground.
I love the never ending story. I even like the second one. People don't like it that much, but I love it. But that's a tangent that I'm not going to go on.
That'll be part 2.
That'll be part. Yep. retro 80s movies.
Oh, the rock monster scared the fuck out of me when I was a kid.
Did he?
Yeah.
Falcor spooked me a lot. But I think the Sphinxes were the Sphinxes.
That.
But you know what? The crazy part is about that it was scary, but it was also kind of a little sexy. Because they had boob. You could see their boobs.
Never ending story. Sphinx.
Just look it up. Make sure you're on incognito.
No, hell no. I'm going all out.
You're a grown adult man.
That's right. I'm 34.
There you go.
That's awesome. Yeah, those Sphinxes are good. Listeners, those Sphinxes are really cool.
Yeah, I was confused because I was like, I saw their face and I was like, ugh, but then I was like, but what are those on their chest? I grew up that day. Anyway, we're talking about Neverending Story. Echo Knight. I've only played the first one, and it truly is a unique puzzle solving game that keeps you guessing. It's scary. There's a little ghost that follows you around that will get you, and it's terrifying.
It'll tickle you to death.
It will tickle you to death, and you will not be. No one will hear you laugh
in space.
In space. That's the second one or the third one.
No, it's the third. Yeah, because
the third one.
So okay, so yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the second one only came out in Japan.
Were you in a mansion?
Yeah. Yep. The Lord of Nightmares, it's called. Yeah, you're in a mansion. That one I have not played. I've watched Nitro Rad. I watch him a lot on the old YouTube. I watched his video of that.
I love Nitro Rad.
Yeah,
I live in his city, which is fucked up.
You just hit him up. Do a collab sometime.
No, he's not gonna want to talk to me. I've seen him walking his dog, or who I think it was him. I don't know even know if he has a dog. So it probably wasn't him now that I think about it, because I don't think he has a dog. But I do for a fact know he lives in my area. But I know that Mike was talking. He's like, because I said something. I was talking about Castlevania 64, and I was talking about the nitro part where you're walking and if you jump you blow up, and it's the most frustrating thing ever. And then he was like, speaking of Nitro Rad, he's like, I didn't know Nitro Rad was a big YouTuber. I'm like, dude, I fucking have been watching Nitro Rad for years.
Yep.
But yeah, he did an Echo Knight video, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He did all of them, I'm pretty sure. Like that was.
Oh, he did all of them.
Yeah,
Damn.
Yeah, the second one was only in Japan. I've never played that one. I've just seen the video on it. The third one, the space one, that. I think that's the one everybody hates because everything's gray and it's hard to find shit.
Yeah,
but first one's the only one I've ever played. Then it's really fucking cool. You listeners, there's no Game Boy horror in it. Unfortunately, no Game Boy horror.
Nope. No Poltergeist 3000.
Yep. No booze. You wander around. Basically, you find ghosts. You solve their problems. Basically, if you do, they'll give you an astral piece. It is just like Luigi's Mansion. Holy shit.
Isn't that when you start thinking about it, it's kind of wild, isn't it?
Except for you'll have flashbacks of their the ghosts past or whatever. I don't know why I'm pointing backward to my trash can. You flash back to their past and you'll learn a little bit about them. You don't really do that in Luigi's Mansion. You just boot up the old Game Boy horror and it'll be like, fat guy loves to eat food because he's fat, and it's like, okay, cool.
And you're like,
awesome.
Right.
I learned a lot today, man.
Yep. No, the comparisons can be made, that's for sure, but they are different games.
No Fat Man in Echo Knight, though.
No, not that I've seen, at least. Now, Echo Knight is great, but do you know what the best FromSoftware game is? Retro FromSoftware game is? And this is going to get me in hot water.
Do tell. Do spill those delicious
Do you want to take
beans.
a spit? You want to take a spit at it, or do you not know? You just want me to jump?
I'm pretty sure I know. I'm the ultimate. I've looked through all your videos. I'm pretty sure it's what's that fucking ring one again? Eternal Ring? Is it Eternal?
Eternal Ring, baby. Eternal Ring. I would remake that into one video if I had the chance. That is basically Suika game King's Field.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I won't stop. You cannot
No,
stop.
please
It's already
don't.
started. It is baby mode Kingsfield. Because it is just so easy. My friend played it and he said he got stuck. In fact, when I first played it, I got stuck at a part with them because we played it together. First time ever. Because my friend grew up with it. He's like, this game's amazing. We should play it together. I said, okay, let's do it. A couple of my buds came over. We stayed up till like 4 a.m. playing it. And
Hell yeah.
we got stuck at a volcano and you had to shoot a spell at a door, but we just were too stupid to do that. So we just stood there for 30 minutes looking up a guide, and the guide didn't even tell us. It just said, go through the door. And we're like, okay. And we couldn't. And we got so confused. And then we eventually accidentally hit the spell button and shot it and hit it, and it opened up. And we're like, oh, perfect. But that game's great because, I mean, it's got this air to it that is like so PS2 coded. It's not even funny. The music, the way it plays, the ring mechanics where you basically confuse stones into rings. It's just so amazing. I love it. It's my favorite.
I'm looking at a shit ton of screenshots on the old Google, and man, what year did this game come out?
2000 something.
2000. It was
2000.
October of 2000.
24 years.
That must have been that was like right when the PS2 came out, wasn't it? I think.
I'll tell you by using FromSoftware's page, which tells you literally, launched the PS2 home console. It was their first PS2 game. Was Eternal Ring.
Dude, yeah, this looks exactly like what a Kingsfield game would look like, except with like more shit on the HUD, because it's got like the cool little spinny snake thing by the HP bar and like.
Oh yeah, the time, because there's a time cycle which has no consequence in that game, but there is a day and night cycle. It's crazy.
Ooh, it's night.
It's also available. I know, right? Well, that's not true. NPCs go to sleep at night in that game, but there's very few NPCs. I know, like it's never really become a problem, but it is available on the PlayStation Store on PS5 and PS4.
That's cool.
So you can actually buy that game for like $20, and that's how I played it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then I bought it. No, I didn't. I'm gonna buy it at some point.
Let's see. Oh, god damn it. Listeners, if you look up this game, make sure you put PS2 afterward, because you'll get just a bunch of rings, like actual like jewelry rings. It's only like
Eternal.
It's not very. It's like $20. Complete in box.
I have to have bought it. There's no way I didn't buy that game. I bought EverGrace, but I didn't buy. What the hell's wrong with me, dog? Anyway, I'm gonna get that game.
Yeah, it's not that much.
That game, it's genuinely, it's my favorite. A lot of people say it's not that great, probably because fuck them, fucking attitude. A lot of people say it's not great because it didn't really do a whole lot with the formula, but like, I don't know, dog. It's nice. It feels nice.
If you like it, it's good, man.
Yeah, fuck everybody else. I don't care.
It's like I'm trying to think of another game that everybody hates that I like. The Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. People were always like, Mario Kart 8 is like the perfect kart racer. You haven't played like Sonic Riders Zero Gravity or
I didn't even know those existed. To be quite honest.
I played the piss out of Sonic Riders and Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, sure, it's not like as polished as Mario Kart 8, but it's just as good. It's awesome. Awesome.
The only Sonic racer I played was Sonic Racing, and it's like the Super Sonic Racing.
Sonic R?
I'm gonna get you Sonic R. There we go.
Man, doesn't even compare.
No, listen, I played that game in my cousin's basement, and we just sat there and sang the songs.
Yeah, it's so fucking catchy, dude.
The songs on that soundtrack are it's perfect. Yeah.
Dude,
just feel the beat. All right. It's like, all right, okay, cool.
Oh, you brought up Lost Kingdoms earlier, and I played, I wouldn't say the shit out of it as a kid, but I played a good amount of it. I remember like the weird little things the girl and the other character would say whenever they toss out a card. There was a dude that would be like, He'd be like, Boria, and then he'd throw out a card, and then it's someone like a Minotaur.
That's sick.
Or the lady would be... No, I forget what the fuck she said. Oh, no. I lost it, but it was cool.
Oh, no. I've never played it. I've only seen gameplay of it, because obviously I do a lot of research for like which FromSoftware game I want to do next. And like I saw this and I was like, it's a JRPG, so I probably won't touch it for a long time until I have more time to work on videos. But like,
they're pretty short.
Is it a short one?
I'm looking up. I'm pretty sure. Lost Kingdoms.
Is it 10 hours or less? This is what I've been trying to get away with.
Oh, buddy. So the first game, completionist, like the longest it'll take you 12 hours.
Oh my!
So the main story is just 6.5.
Okay. Yeah. It looks really good, and I do like the idea of card-based combat. It's neat to me. So I definitely want to take a look at that, because I know there's also like Rune 2 or Lost Kingdoms 2, which is crazy. Another one. Do you want to touch more on Lost Kingdoms?
That's pretty much it. I mean, it's just like real-time combat. You're just running across the map, and I haven't played it in many a year.
There's 4 cards that appear that are with the face buttons, right? It's like A, B, X, and Y.
Yeah, and they each take a certain amount of like energy or whatever, and you summon them, and then they'll go and attack enemies. Or, oh man, I should have played this and brushed up on that, but I was too busy with Armored Core and shit.
You had too much fun on your handheld emulator.
Fuck.
The other one that is like really good that I did cover in a video. I think I could have done a way better job than I think I did a 10-minute video on it, was EverGrace. EverGrace is such a strange game. Like that's what the whole thing about the video is how strange it is, but it truly is one of the most unique action RPGs that I've ever played, where you essentially go to like a magical world and you have like Pala armaments, or maybe it's just armaments. I can't remember. Pala armas. I can't remember what it is. Basically, it's like different clothing that does different things. And so like you might have like boots that make you hover, or like fists that cast fire bolts. And then you have like weapons and shit like that. And your stamina is your health bar. So you whack someone once with full stamina, which is your full, say you have full health. You whack someone. You did a lot of damage. But your stamina goes down and it's got to recharge. But when you lose health, the stamina bar gets smaller, but it doesn't get weaker. So the risk reward of it is like the less health you have, the quicker your stamina bar will recharge the max. So you can do max damage more, like often, but you have less health.
That's
so
cool.
You could die easier. So it's like, it's so intricate in that way. And like, music, fantastic, super abstract, not even abstract, just like dreamlike, you know? It's such a good game. And then they have a sequel, which is a prequel called Forever Kingdom.
Oh yeah.
And I have not played that. And it's just I think EverGrace is another one that people need to play and that I think should come back. And the big tree in Elden Ring, the big, yellow tree, that looks exactly like the Millennial tree in EverGrace.
That's cool. Like, so, is it the one in Elden Ring? Is it the Erd tree, the one that's in the DLC?
Well, I think they're all Erd trees. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Or something like that. I can't remember the Elden Ring lore, but it is basically that. But it's just a giant golden tree in the center of the land in between, and it just looks like I think it's called a Millennia tree, and that is the one in the beginning of EverGrace. EverGrace is such a good game. It's PS2. It's really good. It's like short. It's like 6 or 8 hours, and it's 2 campaigns where you play as 2 people, but you have to do one campaign, you have to do the other to unlock the final ending. And there's a super dungeon called the Shadow Tower, and it's a callback to Shadow Tower.
That's cool as fuck. I love when games do that shit. And it's another one that's pretty fucking cheap too. It's only
I have it, but mine's broken.
Oh man.
Yeah, I got it and I put it in. It started glitching, and I was like, "Oh."
You try putting some toothpaste on it to fill in all those cracks and shit?
I didn't try the toothpaste tech. I'm not gonna lie, but I might try that now. You ever try spitting on it?
Chew on some bread and then hawk a loogie on it.
Let's see where that goes. Let's see the hawk 2 on that thing.
Hawk 2. Oh man.
Hawk 2 on that thing. You know
Speaking of hawk and Tua, holy shit. The Otogi series, I've never played those games. I've always wanted to because they're on Xbox Series X and all that. Like you can get them, play them, and I'm sure they probably look great with all the enhancements and shit. But they look really, really cool. They're total Xbox exclusives. Sega published them.
Yeah, and they look like Legacy of Kain.
Do they?
That's what gets me. They do. Like, not the look, but like the gameplay reminds me of Legacy of Kain.
I can definitely see this. Oh Christ.
Which is goes a little crazy. Not gonna lie. But it's all Japanese mythology, right?
Yeah.
I do hear it's really short. I hear it's like 4 hours
That's
long.
totally fine with me. I can use a short game.
Listen, I'm okay with short games.
In my life.
Yeah, you just do a short game one afternoon, rip it.
Rip it.
just fucking rip a short game, bud. It's it truly is like, it's nice, but you know, I know that there's a couple of games that I want to talk about.
You can get the Moonlight Greatsword in Otogi 1.
Every game you can, dude.
Oh.
Even in did you get the Moonlight Greatsword in Armored Core?
You can?
Yeah. It's at the bottom. I found it by accident. Nobody believes me, which makes me so angry because I said it in the video and people commented and they're like, "No, you didn't." And then my friend was like, "You didn't find that by accident." And I'm like, "Yes, I did." You go to this like ancient like ruin, and there's like a part where you can hit the floor by accident, and I did. I sent like a rocket and it blew it up, and then you just fall forever to the very bottom of this pit, and then you go, and then there's like a beam sword, and it's called like Mark 7. That's Halo, but Mark something Moonlight Greatsword, or maybe it's just Moonlight. And it's literally just a laser sword. It's so friggin' cool.
That is really
cool. They have it, and they have it in Fires of Rubicon too. Like they always do that. Did Sekiro have the Moonlight Greatsword?
I think Elden Ring actually does.
Elden Ring does for sure.
Yep,
it's the one you get from Ronnie or whatever her name is after her quest.
Ronald McDonald.
Ronnie, hey, it's me, Ronnie. Also, I sound like Danny DeVito.
Dude, let's take an ad break. We're about halfway through. Let's take an ad break, refresh our palates. We'll be right back. It's time to thank the patrons. Yoo-hoo! Thank you all so much for sponsoring the show. I'm really jacked up on caffeine right now because it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Whatever. Hey, thank the patrons. Thank you all so much for supporting the show, doing what you do, keeping the lights on here at Super Pod Saga. I really, really greatly appreciate it. Let's get to it. Novel Console, Jared Schrader, Jameson Empire, Adam Phineas, Trey, Precedent, Lieutenant Jeff Miners, Jenny E, Kevin Demo, Thrack, Mr. Quang, Matt, aka Stormageddon, Quest 64, well-known Nintendo 64 game. Thank you all so much. You're all the best. You're all heavily balling. Very awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you.
If you enjoy retro gaming podcasts, I'd love it if you check out Afterglow, my retro gaming memories podcast. In each episode, we cover one game where we talk about my personal memories of the game, along with a lot of the gameplay, and we have a huge focus on the music in the game as well. We also have special guests every once in a while who come on and discuss their memories and their experiences with the game as well. So if you enjoy your retro gaming goodness, be sure to check out Afterglow.
Video games are a unique medium.
They can tell stories,
Immerse us in strange, fantastic worlds.
blur the very boundaries of our reality.
But at the end of the day, video games are fun. Whatever fun is to you.
I'm Jeff Moonen,
And I am Matt, aka Stormageddon.
and on Fun and Games, we talk about the history, trends, and community of video games.
It's a celebration of all the games we play and all the fun we find within them.
And there's so many more games out there, so we hope you'll share in that conversation with us.
Fun and Games podcast with Matt and Jeff. Find us on certainpov.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
And happy gaming.
So hey, Treeky, you know frogs, right? You know them, you love them.
I have been around the block, Aaron, and I have seen many of frogs in my life. But you know what I've been thinking to myself? I've been thinking, I see a lot of frogs in real life. I could really go for frog channels on the TV.
Do I have a hippity hopping new solution or Frog TV? It's all frogs 24/7. It's all live coverage of frogs doing frog things the frogs do, whether they're using their tongues to catch bugs, they're sitting on lily pads, or they're
You get to see their little cute butts because frogs got cute little butts.
Hank Hill butt.
Little Hank Hill butts. You get to see some of those, the round ones. You even get to see the ones that go, and they scream at their owners.
See a bullfrog go like, "Bah." I can't make a bullfrog
like,
sound.
Hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper. Like that kind of.
Oh, the bud, what, sir?
Yeah, exactly.
But then you all
It is. What?
go ahead.
Go
Go
on.
ahead.
No, I want to know about your opinions on Frog TV, and if you think that Frog TV is worth the subscription of $5.99.
Oh, that's incredibly affordable. Yeah, if you call your cable provider right now, demand Frog TV in the most stern in the
You say
most
I want
stern
frogs.
of manners. Yes, I want frogs. I want frogs now. I need them right now. Now more than ever in this time in my life. I'm so alone and I need frogs. And
I'm all frogged out, and I got a hankering for some more.
they're like, Cheryl, please, for the love of God, put the Ambien away. We'll get you your fucking frogs. Boop. And then you pay them $6 from your Vanilla Visa debit card, and then bada bing, bada boom, you got Frog TV. An extra
TV.
$5.99 for live frog coverage.
It is so worth it. Frog TV, all frogs, 24/7. Get it?
They've got frog racing. They've got frogs.
They do have frog racing.
They've got frogs trying to jump up, trying to jump up a wall, but then they fail and hit the wall. They kind of tumble down a little bit.
Yep. They have the frogs when they have their you have your little iPad out and you're playing the little game where the little tiny bugs go over the screen. And the frogs take their tongues and they stick and they hit the bugs, but it works because it's activated with heat or something. They got that too.
Oh, hell yeah. So frog gaming channels. Awesome.
Yes, it's frog streaming.
We've invented a new genre of television. They've got frog cooking where they have little tiny chef hats. It's adorable. And they're just hopping. They're hopping. They got little French mustaches.
Big
They're just hopping all over the stove and the counters. They're just getting there's little tiny footprints from all the flour. They're hopping through the flour.
Oh, it's perfect.
Chaos, madness, even. And then there's even
but there's beauty.
there's frog poker where they try to play poker, but there's just cards all over the table and they're hopping all over the place, and the dealer's just
but they're getting stuck to their little hands, and so they're kind of bringing them with them.
The dealer's like, boys, I'm gonna need you to sit down or I'm gonna have to call this game.
And it just looks at him and it pops up its neck and goes, ribbit.
Oh, or my personal favorite, what's the fuck's the name of that show again? So you've heard of the Real Housewives, right? The Real Frog Wives, where it's just frogs and
I thought you were gonna go with Takashi's Castle but with frogs.
The Price is Right, but it's frogs. Come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right. And there's a frog just like
standing there,
just kind of chilling. Come on down. Dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun. It just keeps playing on a loop until the frog finally gets up to where Drew Carey is now. And
it's Drew. Is it Drew Carey? No, is he? Whose line is it anyway?
No, he used to do Whose Line, but then
now
they got
but now he's on Frog TV.
Now he's on Frog TV, baby. They're raking in millions upon billions of dollars. It's the next big thing. It's the next Time Warner. You better watch your ass. Whoever runs Time Warner, I don't know or give a shit. But last but not least, they've got what's another television show we could do before Friends, but it's frogs. It's
called Frogs.
F.O.G.G.S. It's like a little couch. But they're like frogs dressed up as the
They're all
friends.
just like looking in different directions.
So no one told, like, clap, 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 clap. And then they're just hopping all over the fountain.
Yep. Oh my god.
Oh shit, Frog TV. What's before we let the listeners go, what's your favorite show on Frog TV?
Takashi's Castle, but with frogs. And that's what it's called. It doesn't have any other title. It is just Takashi's Castle, but with frogs.
Oh, the final one. It's
Takashi's Castle. Anyway.
It's so we've got like, you know, the shows like Wipeout or like American Ninja Warrior. Those like obstacle course ones, but American Frog Warrior.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Cool obstacle courses, cool frogs. They win $1 million. Yep. Like
$1 million frog bucks. I don't know what they're gonna do with it, but we given it to
because
them.
of how lucrative Frog TV has become. We have to make their own currency like for them, so that they can understand. It's got a little,
and we just like shovel it into their like ponds.
It's just got like a random frog face on it. He's just like
top hat, a monocle,
billions upon billions of frog bucks.
Oh my god, we could make an empire. It could happen.
Oh my god, it's the $5.90. Thanks for sponsoring this episode, frogs.
It really means a lot to us. Welcome back. I have another game that is a little crazy. Well,
How many frog bucks is it worth?
It's worth at least 500.
Oh shit! Okay,
at least 500. And I don't know if you've ever heard of it before. And it's kind of obscure. It's called The Adventures of Cookie and Cream.
Again, only heard of it because of Nitro Rad.
Oh shit! Did you do a video on it too?
No, he briefly mentioned it on on something. But
it's also. It's really unique because I find that like FromSoftware did a lot of kids games, I guess. What it seems like they were kids games. They did like Thousand Island. There's a ton of them that they did. But
Thousand Island? Like the dressing?
It was called Thighs. Damn, Thighs.
Thigh
Sign
Island.
me up, brother. Sign me up, my man. Thousand Land is what it was. And it was kind of like a lemon situation.
Lemons, you say?
And it looks, I mean, it's a little different. It's its own thing.
Okay, I see what you mean. What the fuck is this?
Dude, I don't know. I've never even seen gameplay of this other than the screenshots they have of it. And it's like something that I really want to play, if not for the novelty of it. But they did that, and then they also did Cookies and Cream, Adventure Cookies and Cream, which is a solo or split screen game in which you control two characters. If you're playing solo, you control two characters on the dual analog stick. It's PS2, and you have to control each one with each side, and then face buttons. And it's a puzzle solving, right?
That's
it's almost like
awesome.
a Mario Party game, is what it feels like to me. And that one's really unique too. But it also, like, I don't feel like, other than the fact that they made it, I feel like it doesn't really have any bearing on them as a company. Like, it didn't It didn't progress them. They didn't take anything from it. They just made it, and it just is a weird enigma that is FromSoftware that they made it.
Yeah, same goes for Lost Kingdoms, because I don't see, like, I guess except for like maybe how the 4 cards, you kind of have like the HUD layout in like Dark Souls and shit, where it has like has like the little triangle pattern, like maybe kind of that. I bet
that's where they did get that from. I bet because they take design choices from all these games and they do show them. They show up in some form or the other. I mean, it's kind of natural to see a HUD like that, but like at the same time, I just like to believe, that is from Lost Kingdoms. It just works so naturally. Did you know about Kuon? You do know about Kuon.
I did. Holy shit! Sorry, I'm going through puberty. Sorry for that voice crack.
Welcome back to friggin' grade 3, dude.
Yeah, what we talking about? Kuon, the scale-y PS2 game. I know it's really expensive. I haven't played it though.
It is. I think it's amazing. I think it's a fantastic game. It's a Resident Evil clone.
Oh shit!
Is what it is. Is what it feels like to me. To say that is not, it has its own different things, but it feels like a Resident Evil clone. I did do a video about it, and you play as like a shrine maiden named Utsuki, I think her name is, and a novice Omnioji named Sakuya. And there's 3 different campaigns, but you play as 2 of them at first, and they're both different sides of, you're basically in a mansion in the Hedo period. I think it's called the Hedo period of Japan. And there's this manor, this estate, and it's been infested with like demons. And you're like, or like they're more like ghosts, but they're yokai. But anyway, and you're a shrine maiden, and you're like so scared, and you're like walking around, and you're trying to not get killed by
shit
these
your
things.
Pants, your little Japanese pants.
Yeah, shit your Japanese pants.
Your Japants.
Your Japants, dude. You're shitting your Japants. I feel like that's. Yeah, you. Yes, you are.
Kuon, everybody.
Kuon. There's nothing more to say about that game. Kuon, you're shitting your Japants.
Shitting your Japants.
Shitting your Japants.
Marty, I shit in my Japants. I need a new pair of Japants from the dry cleaners. Marty,
I shit my Japants again.
I can't breathe. Holy shit.
Oh my god. There's nothing more to say about the game. It's a Resident Evil clone. That's it. It's great. It's fantastic.
Dude, I didn't know Metal Wolf Chaos was developed by FromSoftware.
Bro,
that game is the tits.
Dude, you're the president of the United States driving a fucking giant mech trying to save the world. It is fucking amazing. And I love it. I love every bit of it. They have so many mech games. They have a game called, I'll tell you what it is in a second when I find it. It's called something Grit or Grid. And
I just saw it. Frame Gride?
Frame Gride. What a weird name.
Yeah.
That game apparently slaps. But it's just Armored Core, but like you're a fantasy mech?
Hell yeah.
And
fantasy mech.
Yeah, you're like a friggin' fantasy mech, and you gotta go fight fantasy mechs.
Man. Oh, I see exactly what you mean from these screenshots. That's dope as shit,
dude. It's cool. I know. It's hearsay. People say it's good. I don't know if it actually is good, but I definitely looked at it and I said, you know what? That name sounds stupid, so it must be a good game.
It's just like that one developer, like InfoGrames.
Yeah, what? Who?
Yeah. You ever heard of InfoGrames?
Maybe.
Hang on.
InfoGrames. Okay, you're gonna send it to me. Oh, Alone in the Dark. Okay. Neverwinter Nights.
Freddy Fish.
Fish.
Enter the Matrix.
Oh,
Death Cars.
Okay. They wait, did they do Roller Coaster Tycoon?
Mm,
Yes, they did. No way.
Holy shit. And 2. Okay.
What's this? No, publisher. Hasbro
They
Interactive.
They did Kudelka? What the fuck? Have you heard of
Kudelka? Oh, is this a fighting? Someone recommended this game to me.
Kudelka?
They said you should do a video on it, and it was like a
My
fighting
man.
game,
My
game.
it is a survival horror turn-based RPG, and it's awesome. It's
okay.
so fucking cool.
Okay.
The enemy designs are fucking grotesque. Oh my
dude, I might fug around with that. Maybe next Halloween if I can finally get a video out on Halloween. That'd be nice.
Okay. I'm just going to stack another link in here for you for your viewing leisure whenever, because the enemy designs in Kudelka are just like, they're pretty
This
grotesque.
girl right here, she's got like backwards legs.
Backwards legs.
What the frick? Her name's Elena? Second form? First? No, it's the same thing. Why can't I go back? Oh, it's the final boss. I'm okay. Gargoyle? Dude, these are sick. Okay, I'm on board.
I can't find the one I was looking for. There's one that's like the bottom part is like I don't know how to describe it. I almost called it a turtle, but it's not a turtle. It just has like blade arms and shit. It reminds me of like the Parasite the Maxim kind of shit, but
yeah. I like Inverse. Because he's literally just an upside down human. And he's an upside down human with 3 heads and a gun.
Doing it. That's not anything. Does he has a gun? I didn't notice that.
Fucking cat! Look at him.
Oh, dude, yeah.
What is the opposite of human? Upside down. It's like okay.
Hands in the air. Put him up.
I'm feet in the air.
Do you imagine walking into him in a dark alley? Some motherfucker doing a handstand or headstand. Sorry, headstand. He's pointing a gun at you. He's got both hands free. He's doing a headstand.
The funniest part is it's not that he's upside down or the 3 heads. The threatening thing is he has a gun. It's like they were cooking when they made him.
Their brains were fucking cooked when they made him.
they were smoking a little something, I'll tell you what.
oh
my
man.
God, dude.
FromSoftware also made Enchanted Arms, which is really cool because I think I messaged you this on either Twitter or Blue Sky. I remember watching the trailer for this game on Attack of the Show back in the good old days of like 2000 whatever on G4, and the cinematic trailer was just awesome. It blew my little kid brains and really made me want to buy the game. I never did buy it though, but it looks cool.
You never did get it. It is, my friend described it to me as a JRPG with like Pokemon elements, but it's like grid based combat.
Oh yeah, because you make like, golems.
Right? You make golems or something like that, and then you take them and it's like it goes a little hard, but apparently the voice acting is abysmal. But probably when people say voice acting is bad, I just think that means it's endearing. You probably listen to it and you're probably like, this actually is a lot better than people say it is, but it probably is kind of goofy. So does that even work? Why does it say no cookie?
Oh, what the fuck?
That's fine. I can just copy and paste it. It does say .exe, which is kind of weird, but I guess I'm going to punch it in right now.
I forgot about this guy. Okay.
What the fuck is that?
So I did. It's Crazy Pizza. Oh man. So I do remember now looking up a little bit about this game because it was in some like article I read a while ago, and there's a lot of really cool monster designs in this game. So I think I do need to check out Enchanted Arms.
Crazy Pizza, dude. Check it out.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. This is the best creature I've ever seen in my life. He's like, to describe him, he's a man made of crust with a pizza head that's not full, by the way. The pizza head itself is cut into sixths. And he's wearing overalls and a pizza hat that says IP? Or just is it like a weird P for pizza? Oh, and he's got a shrimp for a nose.
Oh my god.
Which is fucking weird. And pepperoni eyes.
Dude, and he's got like ketchup mouth. Ketchup
ketchup
mouth. He's adorable.
He's got ketchup mouth is so stupid. And he's got two of them. Oh, it's supposed to be like an open mouth. My god, I gotta play this game. If not just for myself.
Just for crazy pizza.
Just for crazy pizza, because I gotta use him.
Just for crazy pizza.
Now, you've spoiled like 15 of the games. Not 15, but a couple of the games that I was gonna do for the quiz show.
Let's do the quiz show.
Let's do a quiz.
Before we go any further. Quiz,
I want to shout out two people that if people are really interested in FromSoftware games, my buddy Majular, he's a pretty big YouTuber. I don't know why I have to put that in there. He makes like really long, intelligent, digestible retrospects on. He has done the full Kingsfield series and Shadow Tower, and I'm sure he'll do other ones at some point. He's really good. And then I know Josh Drive Hayes is also. He's been making retro Kingsfield stuff too, and he's also a great person who I've only exchanged a few words with, but like he's really good. And those are two people who like you should watch their stuff because they're like if you watch my videos, you're going to get like more haha kind of goofy, but you watch their stuff and you're like, oh shit, I know everything about the background of these games and I know what this game's all about. And it's like super intelligent. It's the only way I can really think. But so that's just a little plug for them. I don't know if I was even allowed doing that.
No, you're good, man.
Okay.
Yeah, everything's allowed here at Super Pod Saga, even Frog Bucks.
Dude, Frog Bucks.
I was
Baby's Week of Games.
I was going through Majular's feed and I saw this one video about every 3DO RPG. So shout out to fellow Superpod Network member 3DO Experience, a podcast all about the fucking 3DO.
Damn.
In case anybody gives a goddamn. I mean, it's awesome. It's a good show because the 3DO is weird as fuck.
Yeah, oh yeah, super obscure and everything. Yeah, I listen. That's what I live for. I live for that shit. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Treeky's Tricky Quiz Corner, a new segment here on Superpod Saga where I, Treeky, quiz our hellacious host on his obscure gaming knowledge. Today's quiz: retro FromSoft or not? I think you're going to do very well. I think you're going to do exceptionally well. But viewers, who now probably will also do very well, make sure you take a crack at this as well. Leave a comment on just how many you got right, where comments are applicable. And these are all based on developer, not on publisher. Because there are games that are published by FromSoft, but not developed by FromSoft. Oh, so shit. let's Aaron, let's dip our toes. Let's dip our toes in a little bit and get a feel. I'm going to
take off my Gengar slippers.
Take off your Gengar slippers. Yeah. Beautiful. I got a Haunter. You can barely see him. I got a Haunter right up there.
Oh my god.
I beautiful. Love Gengar. I love the whole. I never got a Gengar one, but anyway. We're going to dip our. We're going to go into question number 1. Now, everyone, you better put down your Lego Ninjago or Jago or whatever it's called and pick up your Ninjato for this question because it's coming at you live. Is it a retro FromSoftware game or not? Tenchu Stealth Assassins, 1998 stealth action game, PS1. Gameplay includes being a ninja, stealth, action, beheading shoguns. Or
beheading.
Ninja Blade, a 2009 action RPG for the Xbox 360 featuring a free-falling motorcycle riding ninja himself, Ken Ogawa, with gameplay similar to Devil May Cry, or Ninja Gaiden featuring Ryu Hayabusa. Tenchu, Stealth Assassins, or Ninja Blade?
I know it's for sure not Ninja Gaiden.
Well, Ninja Gaiden. Sorry, those are like
okay.
it's Ninja Blade or Tenchu.
Okay.
Those are your options.
I'm pretty sure it's Ninja Blade. I think Tenchu is Koei Tecmo. I think.
Bingo!
It's
Hell
correct.
Yeah.
It's correct. It is in fact Ninja Blade. Tenchu Stealth Assassins was developed by. It was published by Activision.
Oh.
And Sony Music Japan is who did it in Japan, but it was developed by Acquire, who are the developers between Akiba's Trip. And I just found out also while doing this, they also are the people who helped develop Octopath Traveler. So that's kind of nuts. But yes, Ninja Blade, short game, amazing game. I was obsessed with that game when I played it. Little fun fact here: FromSoftware actually published a lot of Tenchu games, and Tenchu they were working on a Tenchu game with Activision, and it turned into Sekiro.
That's awesome. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Acquire developed the new Mario and Luigi game.
Oh shit,
Pretty
like
sure.
Brothership?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, let's do question 2. Aaron, let me ask you a question before I ask you questions that I'm going to ask you.
For $5
you're gonna get this one right because it's for 500 frog bucks. You're gonna get this one right because you've already answered the question.
Papa B needs a brand new lily pad.
Are you feeling lucky, punk? What do cowboys and little magical boys have in common? Arms. Is it retro FromSoftware? Wild Arms, 1997 PS1 hit JRPG based in the wasteland world of Filgaia, or Enchanted Arms, the grid-based RPG for 360
featuring Crazy Pizza.
In a grid-based combat system. I think I already said that. Which one is it?
Enchanted Arms. Maybe we should have started with the quiz.
Bingo!
We should have started with the... Okay.
We're so good
you know
at
what?
this.
You know what, though? This one might actually... we might actually get... The viewers might get to hear... I'm going to do it at the end if they don't get to hear it. The viewers might get to hear what happens when we get this wrong, because this one, 10 Hut Soldier, we're going into the trenches for this one. Trenches of the Kinect, that is. Oh. Is it retro FromSoftware? This depends if you think 2012 is retro. But Binary Domain, 2012 third-person shooter for the Xbox 360 Kinect, where you play in a post-global warming setting where androids take over the world or something, and you have to command your troops with your voice on the Kinect. Or Steel Battalion Heavy Armor, a 2012 action game, naturally played on the Kinect, and it takes place in the modern era, and the whole game is you are in a cockpit of a bipedal tank, and you have to like pull levers and lift gates and shoot things, all on the Kinect. Steel Battalion, Binary Domain. What's FromSoftware?
Is it... Oh, man, I don't know. Is it Steel Battalion?
Bingo!
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is. It was developed by FromSoftware but published by Capcom, and apparently it was terrible.
Oh,
because
shit. Well, for the
because
Kinect,
I guess the like way you're supposed to like move everything and pull all the levers and stuff like that was very precise, but the Kinect sucked. So it like you couldn't do it. So people were saying it was pretty bad.
Oh, yeah, that's the game. This is the one on Xbox that also had like the gigantic like cockpit controller thing as well too.
Oh, they had a freaking cockpit controller?
Dude, my man,
show me that shit. I want to see that big cockpit controller.
Put it in my...
I want to see that in my mouth right now, brother.
Dude, it's gigantic.
Dude, what the frick, dude? It fills up my whole page. I can't even see it.
I want to know.
I'm on Zoom 250. That's why.
Toggle
This is
switches.
a controller for. This is for Steel Battalion.
Yeah, dude. Sub monitor select. Fucking cockpit hatch. There's an ignition.
Holy shit! How much do you think this goes for? There's like a nuke button.
Is there really?
Yeah, there's it got like caution lines around it, and the glass thing. It's like looks like something like the president of the United States would flip up and they go, "Are you sure you're going to do this?" And he's
that's exactly
back now.
That's what he used in Metal Wolf Chaos.
Yes, maybe it's like okay for the people who are here. It's basically 3 pedals. You have your go. I don't know what the middle one does, and probably your brake, and then you have 2 levers, and then like an accelerator that you like push up, and then there's like 500 buttons and a dial in the middle in the sides, and then at the very right side of the other lever there's a nuke button that if you clicked it would clearly set off some sort of self-destruct sequence. I believe it actually says something, and I'm going to zoom in right now, look over at it. It says it doesn't say anything. It looks like it says East CMD. I don't know what that means, but basically this entire thing is like it's like a desk, and playing this game with this, why would you do such a thing? Why would you do such a thing? How much does this cost?
Oh, there we go. I found one for $400.
$400. I'd buy that if I had room for it. If my office wasn't so small and filled up with like workout stuff and junk that I use for videos, I would 110% buy that. That is crazy.
I'm curious now as to like if you can play Steel Battalion with a regular Xbox controller, or if it has to be with that gigantic monstrosity.
I don't know. If it does, that's probably why it didn't sell so well. I do have a bonus round, but you know the answer to it.
Hit me with that cockpit, baby.
We started in Japan. We started shitting our Japants, so we're ending in our Japants. Let's go back to the mid-Heian period of Japan, where samurai roamed the lands.
Oh man, this is so good. Yep.
Otogi, Myth of Demons, a 2012 Legacy of Kain, 2012 action role-playing game released on the original Xbox. Or Warriors Orochi, a hack and slash PS2 game, not just like Dynasty Warriors, but also containing characters you can buy or play as from Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors series.
Otogi.
You know the end.
Yeah.
Bingo!
You got it, baby. You got it. Warriors Orochi is quite literally just a spin-off of the Dynasty Warrior games. It's made by Koei Tecmo. And if Aaron got any of them wrong, he would have heard this thing that I spent a good 45 minutes making, and it's the Treeky failure sound.
We can still do it. Give me a question and I'll fail it, and then we can put it to practical use.
Okay. Well, fuck. Now I'm okay. Who developed the Bionicle GameCube game? Was it A, FromSoftware, B, Nintendo, or C, Argonaut Games?
Infogrames.
It's It's wrong. It was Argonaut Games. I tried.
Oh, it's good though. Dude, we'll have to have you back on again and do like another trivia thing. This time we'll start with it.
We'll start with a trivia, and I'll add more questions than making it a 50-50. Just in case.
Oh shit!
I had a great time. I love it. It's also good for me because I always like am not worried, but I'm always like I have not trouble either. I'm never on like podcasts or anything, so like I always want to be, and I just don't know if I'm good at talking. No, so
you've been great, man. I feel like I stumble my way through every single episode, but then they turn out all right.
It's part of it, dude. It's just part of it.
Yeah,
ain't no thing. I'm not like worried. I'm just, I just like I like coming on and talking. And like I said, ever since you guys had Mike on, that's when I started listening, because I obviously didn't know you guys were around until he promoted you guys. And then I was like, fuck yeah. And so I just listened to your guys' stuff while at work. And I just finished the Kirby.
Oh, the Robobot.
Whatever. Yeah. I just finished
Kirby
one.
Mech Assault.
Yeah.
Why didn't I name it that? Fuck. Kirby Steel Battalion.
Can we like run back to the show notes right quick and just talk about how you have potential title Everybody Loves Jogurt?
Oh yeah, that was from we the next episode that's coming out is about Shining Force and and Yogurt, the little gopher guy.
Okay, there we go. Fair enough.
I forgot to delete that.
I thought that was about us, and I was like, I don't know what. You have so many names. You could have Shit in Your Japants. You could have Frog Bucks.
Oh, dude, Frog Bucks is so good. Japants. Dude, wait, 500
delicious
500 delicious Frog Bucks.
Oh my god, there's so many different things.
Baby Suika game. Baby's first Tetris or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff. It's good. This is the latest I've stayed up in years. I'm not even fucking. That's not true. I've stayed up pretty late, but it's almost 12 for me.
Oh, wow. Shit.
Yeah. I'm tired.
Oh shit.
But I'm having a good time. I had so much fun. It was so good. It was good that, like, you know how sometimes when you talk to people, it's like you're kind of like, I don't know, you have trouble talking to them.
Yeah.
I didn't have trouble talking to you. So it's all good.
Hell yeah, man.
Random recommended games.
I'm gonna promote a mobile game. I think I'm gonna promote Pokemon Pocket.
Hell yeah. That was a total curveball.
Oh, it's absolutely. Like, I've been playing a lot of like Vampire Survivors and Balatro. And like, I just finished Dragon's Dogma 2. All of those, recommend all those games. But nothing has consumed my life more than playing Pokemon Pocket right now. And it's wild. Because I didn't even like the Pokemon card game until now. Like, I've collected them. I just never played it.
I keep seeing the goddamn game all over Blue Sky and Twitter and shit. People have like the cool foil cards they'll show off. It'll be like a Squirtle, but he's doing a sick kick flip over Vladimir Putin or something.
Yeah, that one's really rare, but it's really cool. And that's like those are like the interactive cards. Like, I pulled 2 interactive Mewtwo's, like doubles, which is crazy.
Okay,
and
I'm downloading this right now.
Dude, download it. And what it is, it's the Pokemon card game, but it's the light version of it. So, like, you have 20 cards. You don't have any energies because energies are given to you every turn. And all the decks right now are, like, there's a meta Mewtwo deck, which is, like, the one I run. But I also run, like, a Dragonite deck. And, like, they're all...
That's cool.
Dude, the Dragonite... But they're all balanced. You could fight any deck and still have a chance of winning. I mean, a lot of it is luck. There's a lot of coin flips and like a lot of drawing the right things at the right time. So like, it's not like Yu-Gi-Oh, where it's like you have an engine that needs a certain sequence of things that's going to happen and you'll take your 20-minute turn and do it. This is like you pull your hand in 20-minute turns, dude. It's not like Magic where there's just so much fucking shit going on. I'm not saying I love Yu-Gi-Oh. I love Magic. Yeah. I think those games are perfect, but I'm just saying, like, this is a very good for beginners too. Like, it is so nice, and they set you up. They start making you pull from all the different packs, and then you eventually unlock solo battle mode, because you don't battle for the first little bit. You have to do the tutorial first, which is just about pulling cards. There's an event going on right now, EX Lapras. That's fucking sick. I don't know, dog. I'm just saying, Pokemon Pocket, play it, try it out, give it a whirl.
I'm gonna give it a whirl.
Give it a whirl.
No, fuck. Whirl. I was gonna try to pivot that into a Whirl joke, but I fucked it up so bad.
I'll give it a whirl. Eep. You should have just kept it at that. That would have been perfect.
God damn it. My random recommended game is I've been playing a lot of Neo Geo Pocket Color shit. Metal Slug First Mission is really good. It's just I tweeted this out like a while ago too. It's insane how they were able to just pack and condense Metal Slug into a handheld game, but it's still really fucking Metal Sluggy as shit. You still run and gun. You still have all sorts of cool vehicles and power-ups and shit that you can pick up, and the levels. There's all sorts of different paths you can take from like one area to the next, and then to get to the next level. It's fun game. It's awesome,
dude.
Yeah,
it sounds it. I love the Neo Geo. I love Metal Slug.
Bingo.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's so good.
Rocket launcher. It's the best, man.
Oh shit.
Fuck, what's the Iowa thing that people say when the incense is Cheyenne? What do you mean? Okay, well, she doesn't. She's just like, what the fuck do you mean? I'm trying to think what my mom always says when she's like, she tries to like end a conversation, but then it ends up going again and again and again.
My dad literally, that's what he does. He goes, yeah, and then he walks away. We can just end it like that. We can just end the podcast like that.
End it with the Tim Allen grunt.
That was a perfect Tim Allen.
Yeah, I pride myself in doing a perfect Tim Allen. Tim Allen aficionado. Here, I'll change my title. Fuck, I can't. But yeah, that's it, listeners. That's the end of the show. Please rate this 10 out of 10 Tim Allen grunts or whatever you think it deserves. Or 4 Tim Allen grunts out of 10. I don't know. Treeky, man, thank you so much for coming on. This is a blast.
I'm happy 10. You had fun. I'm so times Tim.
Times 10. Oh shit! Blast times Tim.
Blast times Tim, dude. I had so much fun, and I would love to come back anytime. You just have to ask.
Fuck yeah, I will, dude. Times Tim. Oh my god. I don't know. I can't remember how the fuck my yeah, so everybody go check out Treeky stuff on YouTube, Twitter, Blue Sky, all of that. Please, for the love of God, rate and review the show, Superpod Saga. I mean, check out the Patreon, $4 a month. Check out superpodnetwork.com. Okay, say bye.